Shalom and welcome to my second video, vlogging Israel with Danny the Digger. We started at Jaffa Gate, showing the Jewish quarter of the old city on the 8th day of Hannukah, and now reaching the peak. Well, there's possibly another peak in the center of the Jewish quarter, but this is definitely a peak reaching the western retaining wall, which is so busy day and night, 24/7, 365 days a year. Yes, even on Yom Kippur it gets crowded here. But today we should also be seeing the great Hannukah lit up and the special atmosphere of this very special day. The Western Wall is so holy for being original remnant, original retaining wall of the famous, holy, sacred Jewish temple. 2,000 years later, these parts of the wall, yes, unlike the higher parts, the lower parts, the one that can be reached, can be touched, are actually 2,000 years old. And realizing this, the Jews in the Middle Ages started addressing this wall, praying at it, putting notes in it, expressing their hopes, their prayers, their desires, their wishes. And today, on the 8th day of Hannukah, the great menorah of the Western Wall is lit up right next to us. By Jewish tradition, a similarly looking menorah was actually lit up on the top where the temple once stood. Although there was only a small juglet of pure oil, enough just for one day. Jewish tradition says the miracle is that it lit for 8 days. Since then, we celebrate Hanukkah by lighting candles for 8 days. The book of Maccabees itself gives us a slightly different version, a slightly different explanation. It says that the reason was that they purified the temple on Kislev, which is about 2 months after Sukkot. So they celebrated a late Sukkot that year and turned it into a habit. In memory of this victory, this achievement of purifying the temple, yet having to celebrate Sukkot later, they just turned it into a habit. Either way, it's one of the more fun holidays. The Jewish calendar, no fasting, no praying for many hours, candies to the kids, family gatherings, nice songs, not too difficult, that everyone knows the melody. And the great menorah outside is marking this celebration here at the Western Wall. I'm now entering the section that women cannot see, the inner part of the western retaining wall. You see these stones, the continuation of the same famous wall. And perhaps I should not disturb the people praying here. One of my favorite parts here is the little display here of a genuine, authentic Megillah, a scroll. I believe, מה זה תהילים? The Book of Psalms. אתה יכול לקרוא קטע? נו, בוא נקרא. אתה יודע לקרוא בקול?
כן, אבל איזה קטע?
מה שאתה רוצה. הופ.
על מציח בנגינות על השמינית, מזמור לדוד אדוני על באפך תוכחני ועל בחמתך תייסרני, חנני אדוני כי אומללני, רפאני אדוני כי צהבני עצמי ונפשי צהבה מאוד.
יפה מאוד. This kid is not reading a translation. He is reading the original language in which that text was written. Some 2,500 and 700 or maybe 3,000 years ago. The shape of the letters may have changed. The original writing was done in Paleo Hebrew. This is what's called the square Hebrew. But the Dead Sea Scrolls have a very similar font to this, demonstrating that the text, the font, is over 2,000 years old, and the writing itself is ascribed to King David himself. Furthermore, here below, you should be able to see, the view is not really good, it's actually reflecting the ceiling. You'll have to take my word on it, that below the floor here, one can see an original 2,000-year-old ritual bath. Such ritual baths were very much in use in the time of the temple. Before going up to the temple, you would have to purify. And archaeologists have found numerous ritual baths around the western wall, the southern wall. The main ritual bath was actually the pool of Siloam, which was believed to be at the end of a main step road. But in 2005, it was found indeed at the end of that stepped road, but in a different location. It turns out that for centuries, we were attributing the pool of Siloam to the wrong location. This site is not only holy for Jews, but also for Christians. Jesus performed a miracle at the pool of Siloam. That should definitely be another vlog. Anyway, heading out of the western wall, here's one more beautiful view of it. Heading out of the western wall, We're gonna climb back up to the Jewish quarter. This is a yeshiva situated right over the Western Wall with some magnificent views that it offers. It actually rents the rooftop for events, for weddings and bar mitzvahs. It's a yeshiva with a view. But the next place I want to take you to is the heart of the Jewish quarter, to the place known as the Fullback Synagogue, and to show you the atmosphere in that area on this special day, the 8th day of Hannukah. Here we go. We need to go through this rotating door. Let me see if I can manage this. Okay, that was easier than I thought. Hello, camera, please turn. Okay. Why is everyone stopping here? What are they looking at? Let's tilt the camera so you can see it too. No? Here it is. An amazing angle to see the Western Wall. Let's see if I can zoom in. And the Dome of the Rock hovering right above it. One place so holy for the Jews, and the other so holy for the Muslims. At the Western Wall you have a habit of getting, let me see, a red string, a little donation, and you get a little string, a habit that originally started, here we go, thank you. You cannot really tie it to the phone, but the habit comes from the tomb of Rachel, where people would give it to women visiting the tomb of Rachel for fertility, for protection at birth, for finding a match. The meaning was flexible as long as you gave a little donation to the person offering it to you. I guess we could say it was market forces that led the people offering it to come here to Jerusalem, where the crowds are much larger. Hannukah Sameach! And the area approaching the Western Wall is now in progress to make an elevator or an escalator. Is for some people. Come on, camera, move. No, you won't move anymore. What are you doing? Here we go. For some people, reaching the Western Wall through all of the stairs is just mission impossible. Yes, Jerusalem is built on a side of a mountain, on a slope, sometimes steep, sometimes more moderate, but almost wherever you go, there are always stairs. It was not designed for handicapped people. It was not designed for wheelchairs. However, it is possible to tour Jerusalem also in a wheelchair. There, if you know the city well enough, there are specific paths one can take, and then you can reach pretty much anywhere. Nowadays, you also have a service of golf carts that will take you wherever you need here, which is quite appreciated by some of the more elderly visitors or people with physical difficulties. Okay, Entering the Jewish quarter, if the camera would tilt. Here we go. We could continue presenting you. Here it's a fast food section. The best mediocre falafel, right here. And during the day, that should definitely be another vlog. Here is the burned house, a dramatic discovery made here in the 1970s when the old city of Jerusalem was excavated on a very large scale, and very significant evidence of the priests that once lived in Jerusalem next to the Temple Mount, where they lived and where they ended. The burned house is indeed called the burned house as it was found in a big burnt layer, dark ash, consuming all its timber, all its furniture in a big conflagration. The result of the Jews daring to rebel against the Roman Empire. Yes, the Jews have achieved breaking free from the Seleucid Greeks. This is what Hannukah is all about. They managed to create an independent entity that lasted over a century until the Romans took over. The Romans frankly enabled the Jews to continue worshiping their God and following their practices, but they did insist on taxes. And when the Jews tried rebelling against that, the consequences were horrific. All of Jerusalem was burnt. The burnt house is just one place where such dramatic evidence was found. But let's focus on the surface again. Are you ready for it? Here we go. The Fullback Synagogue. The main synagogue of the Jewish quarter. Completed actually 3 times. The first time it was built was in the 1700s, but it was never completed. It was burnt as the Jews ran out of money, and the Arabs were very upset, the Arab builders, so they knocked it down. When it was finally completed, it was knocked down again by the Jordanians during the 1948 war. In fact, all of the Jewish quarter fell to the hands of the Jordanians until 67. There wasn't a single Jew living here. But the Jews are back. They are back here since 67, and since 2010, the Fullback Synagogue is standing again in full glory, and right in front of it, here is a specific suggested replica of the temple's menorah, made out of real gold. I was told it's worth over $8 million of gold. That's why it's so protected, expressing the memory, the hope, the desire to one day rebuild the temple itself. It's important to say that the menorah and the Hannukah are 2 different items. Although they may look the same, the menorah has a total of 6 candles, while the Hannukah is designed a bit similar, but it has 9. 1 operator and 8 candles to mark the 8 days of lighting the menorah. Okay, I know it's a bit confusing. Lots of Jewish families are traveling today. No tourists, all Israelis, and excited tour guides are explaining, hey, an opportunity to make a living. We, the tour guides community, have not been earning any proper income for nearly 2 years now. A real bummer. And if reality is not enough for you here in Jerusalem, how about some virtual reality? This funny looking black igloo is actually an entry to an attraction of having a virtual tour of the Holy Land. Let me push my luck and see if I can actually get you into the Fullback Synagogue. Maybe they will let me go in and film from above. looks like in a week or so, all you need to do is switch those light devices, put them in the Christian quarter, and Christmas is ready. Okay, I'm getting the hang of it. Instead of playing with the button, just tilt the handle. Gives you a better flow of the move. Little workshop over here. And here we go. The Fullback Synagogue. Let's see if I manage to get in. The doors seem closed, but is it locked? No, it's not. Ooh. Is this door open? Yes, it is. What a view. Look at the ceiling. Trying to tilt up, but the gimbal won't let me. Sorry, guys. A good Jew reading the Talmud. Look at this special ark. Okay, that was nice. Come on, gimbal. Here we go. Here is a model on which the Fullback Synagogue was rebuilt. We had no proper plans of the 19th century design. So when they decided to rebuild the Fullback Synagogue, ooh, the echo here is terrible. Come on, gimbal. Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to still learn how to do this. You can call it Danny the Digger, unfiltered. Maybe running out of battery, you know? Just one move. Okay, here we go. This is the women's side, but tourists are also allowed to enter here. It's also empty, so I'm not disturbing anyone. And this should give us a better view, especially if I zoom out. No? It won't zoom out. No, it won't zoom out. Okay, here we go. All this on the angle is different. But wait, to be continued as we go to the rooftop. Hope you don't get dizzy. see that it's well worth the effort. Here is now the old city from above, viewing the Christian Quarter. But we keep going. The gimbal really doesn't like those sudden moves. Okay, sorry guys, I'm still learning. Okay, as you'll see, it is well worth the effort. Isn't that a special view? The Synagogue from above. Okay, now let's tilt up. Hi, Marisha. Okay, I guess they're closing soon. And I should be closing soon as well. This is such a night, such a place, such a city. Trying to give you some of the excitement, some of the sanctity, some of the spirituality of this holy city, the city of Jerusalem. Thank you all for watching. I would really appreciate if you subscribe, if you support, so I can continue doing this and broadcast Jerusalem and the Holy Land to the world. Bye for now.